Ancient Egypt means mummies, pyramids, and golden tombs. But beneath the sand and stone lies something far stranger, an ancient belief that the living could speak to the dead. This wasn't fantasy, it was ritual, precise, sacred, and deeply woven into Egyptian life. In their world, death wasn't an ending, it was a doorway, and the Egyptians were determined to keep that doorway open. But how did they actually do it? Could a civilization thousands of years old really believe they were talking to the afterlife? To understand their rituals, we first need to understand their idea of the soul. The Egyptians believed every person had several spiritual components. The Ka, your life force, the energy that left your body at death. The Ba, your individuality, the personality that could move freely between the worlds of the living and the dead. And the Ak, the transfigured divine essence that achieved immortality after proper rituals. For communication to work, the soul of the deceased had to recognize and respond. This belief fueled their passion for funerary texts, offering rituals, and temple prayers, all meant to keep that line of connection open. The most fascinating evidence comes from what archaeologists call letters to the dead. These were real, tangible messages, written on bowls, papyrus, or limestone shards, and left beside tombs. A wife might write to her deceased husband, pleading, "Why do you afflict me with illness? Remember your vows, protect me." Others begged ancestors to resolve family conflicts, intercede with gods, or bless their children. Priests and mediums, trained in temple rituals, played a crucial role. They performed incantations, burned Kifi incense, and recited hymns to Osiris and Anubis, invoking the Ak to appear. It wasn't necromancy as Hollywood imagines, it was spiritual diplomacy, guided by respect and fear. But not all spirits were kind. Some were restless or even vengeful. Ancient texts warned that improper contact could invite misfortune or madness. To protect themselves, Egyptians used protective amulets, purification baths, and ritual oils. Priests drew sacred circles and recited spells from the Book of the Dead, not to summon the deceased, but to keep the boundaries clear. The message was simple. Even sacred knowledge had its limits. Today, archaeologists and spiritual historians continue to uncover fragments of these ancient correspondences. They remind us that the Egyptian relationship with death wasn't fear, it was dialogue. They believed love, duty, and memory could outlast the grave itself. And maybe that's the real magic, a civilization that treated communication with the dead not as superstition, but as an act of devotion. So, did the ancient Egyptians really speak to the dead? Or did they simply find a timeless way to keep the voices of their loved ones alive forever? Subscribe for more forgotten rituals, ancient mysteries, and the secrets that history tried to bury.